So guys, I've got something a little bit different for this particular Recon episode. Rather than a mission or campaign, I wanted to highlight some of the amazing work that goes into providing the setting of the scene for all these amazing creations to take place in. And with the most recent Cup update still fresh in my mind, I thought what better terrain to start with than the awesome Chernarus 2020. Just a quick one for any newcomers to ArmA 3, Cup actually stands for Community Upgrade Project. To fully appreciate Cup, it would need a dedicated video of its own, but it does deserve at the very least a quick lowdown before I continue. So Cup is basically a huge modding initiative to bring all the content from previous iterations of ArmA and take on helicopters into ArmA 3. These started as ports for the most part, with most of the hard work being conducted to make all the assets and terrains take advantage of ArmA 3's feature set where applicable. But it's become so much more in recent years. The Cup team have either been steadily remastering all the weapons, vehicles and equipment, or actually remodeling them from scratch. We are talking 3 full games worth of content along with their respective expansion packs. It's an insane amount of work. And the result here is an unbelievable amount of content for creators to actually produce pretty much anything imaginable in a fairly modern warfare setting. Talking of setting, let's get back on topic. Good old Chernarus. It holds many dear memories to many an ArmA player. From its introduction in ArmA 2, to the setting of the popular mods such as Dean Hall's DayZ and PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale, all the way to the eventual standalone release of DayZ. It's been the stage for some awesome experiences over the years. Right, so what makes the 2020 version different from the legacy version? Well, right off the bat, it takes assets from the more recent official terrain of Livonia and replaces all of the legacy foliage and vegetation. The result is obviously more visual fidelity, and I think this one refresh alone is enough to make it kind of feel fresh again. The Cup team could have stopped with this lick of paint, but no. They proceeded to replace most of the old unenterable buildings with the brand spanking new ones from Livonia, and most with obviously interiors to boot. It can't be understated that this change alone actually changes how the old missions play out as well as how your new ones will unfold. It's a much needed change. Hey, talking of buildings, how about some new ones guys? First and foremost, I have to mention the school building, or should I say buildings. The Cup team has provided us with a modular school building, so in addition to creating an awesome terrain, they are actually providing the builders out there with some much needed new creative toys. Here we have the old hospital building from the legacy version, but now we see it remastered. So instead of just the lobby area to explore, they have updated this asset so you can now fully explore it. Next up is another favourite of mine, the new apartment blocks. Havagandas are so much better than the old overused assets included in ArmA 1. They've also included some nice new warehouse stroke utility buildings with mezzanine levels. The buildings aren't exactly fully furnished, however this lends more to their versatility, and in Chernarus 2020 they have been used to good effect by padding out the industrial sectors of cities and by combining them with existing assets to create more industrious scenes. Oh, and here's a nice new bunker for your military needs, perfect for storing vehicles, ammunition, eastwind devices, or just some ill-gotten gains. There is probably more new assets in here, but the sheer amount of love and detail that's been put into the terrain as on a whole just detracts my eye somewhat. The original terrain has now been expanded in pretty much most directions, and as well as all the building replacements, the actual layouts of existing towns and villages have been changed. Some quite significantly, whilst others just receiving some touch-up jobs. In addition to the revamped existing settlements, the Cup team have included a strong lineup of new custom locations, and the overall feel of these locations has obviously seen inspiration drawn from DayZ's development, which, guys, is a smart move. Take this location for example. This city here feels like it's grown organically the way real settlements do around bodies of waters, valleys and other strong geographical features. The subtle changes in verticality, which are replicated in a few of these new locations, really can add some much needed spice to firefights and as a whole makes them far more interesting than the legacy version. Let's take a look at a few more locations. Now, one thing I am hoping for is all these well sculpted river and stream beds to actually receive water. The RV engine is unfortunately though very clunky when it comes to water. It's not like you can hit a button and fill a hole. I believe the only real control we have over it is the actual sea level as a whole. So any bodies of water above the low-lying areas don't really see the light of day. It's not impossible, however. From my very loose understanding, there are water objects that can be placed, but these won't automatically fill a hole, for instance. These will literally be a case of placing them very close together and getting them to blend in with the terrain, kind of like a really complicated 3D jigsaw. Either way, it's definitely on my wish list and I hope the team do fulfill this in the future. So as a general roundup, Chernarus 2020 does a fantastic job of feeling fresh, new and exciting whilst keeping the overall feel and kind of the original charm. However, for even more higher fidelity nostalgia, maybe check out Sam's Autumn Livonia mod on the workshop. The mod actually changes all the Livonian vegetation to use autumn colours. It'll definitely give you those ArmA 2 feels. As always, I'll link everything in the description box below. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed our brief look at the Cup Team's Chernarus 2020. As always, I hope to see you over in the next video, and Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah.
Bye.